Hi, I'm Paul. I'm going to read a few short pieces from a collection called Enemie Anoninous. Then I'll say a little bit about how they were made and the ideas behind them. From Enemie Anoninous. Email to an employment engagement worker in a community rehabilitation company run by Sodexo Justice Services for the Ministry of Justice. Mr. Redacted, I take the opportunity of letting you know that your life is in great danger. You need not think that you have got all your enemies into prison, as you may think the ball is cast that must take your life, and that very one without you look damn sharp, and your officer likewise. And your friend, redacted, that keeps your company so much and brings you news. We keep a watch up on him as well as you. On the 19th of December, he was at Mrs. Redacted along with you, and 15th at Redacted. On the 19th, we have broke his machinery and will stop him very soon. Take this for good. I am yours, L.M. Email to an operations manager at Mighty responsible for an integrated liaison, diversion and healthcare service fulfilling functions of NHS England, NHS Improvement and Merseyside Police. Redacted. Revenge for thee is on the wing. From thy determined Captain Swing. Email to a consultant from Deloitte conducting an independent assessment of programme options for the Crown Commercial Service at the Cabinet Office. We beg to say that if the sentences of the men in Redacted and all others for rioting is not reduced to 3 months imprisonment, and all those taken hereafter to 1 month's ditto, all the woods to a hedgestick on the Redacted of Redacted estate, with that of the other minister, the Crown lands, magistrates, constables, and sea, engaged in taking and trying the said men, shall be all burnt up, even to a furze bush. But we promise faithfully, if you comply with our request, we will refrain from it. All we want is work and fair wages. Don't think that the reward will induce our party to split. We have all put our hand to the match, so we cannot fear each other, and are determined to carry on or have our starving countrymen at liberty. There is only 2 things to be done, and then we shall have peace and plenty, that is, machinery put down, and the clergy paid out of the public revenue, and an income tax put on to take this burden off farmer in lieu of the tithes. So, those are just a few of these pieces from the collection Enemie Anoninous. They're all like that. The text of the emails is adapted from anonymous threatening letters that were sent to landowners, factory owners, magistrates, politicians, and the like in England and Wales in the 18th and 19th century, mainly. They're associated with protest movements, which often had a symbolic figurehead to protect the anonymity of those involved. So most famously, Captain Swing, Ned Ludd, Rebecca and her children. I took them from various sources, so Kevin Binfield's writings of the Luddites, books by E.P. Thompson and Eric Hobsbawm, the National Archives. I preserved the original spelling and punctuation, but I've redacted them by applying the exemptions in the Freedom of Information Act. So these are the exemptions around personal data that are designed to protect individuals who are referred to in documents released under the Act, to protect them from being identified. For researching the titles, I also made use of resources like whatdotheyknow.com and bidstats.uk. I guess there's a sort of very basic journalistic aspect to it, tracing the operation of state power through these networks of outsourcing and subcontracting to the anonymous functionaries who administer the system ultimately. They're real jobs. I like the idea that there's a very slight chance that somebody with that specific role might one day read it and would be freaked out by it. So I'm playing around with anonymity and address, and I'm working with found text, but I think with some conceptual writing, the act of appropriation can be treated as radical in itself, which can end up feeling quite abstract and empty. So what I was trying to do with these pieces, I guess, was to think more purposefully about where the material comes from and where it's being redirected. Anyway, I will leave it at that. Thanks to Sunseeker, Anna, for asking me to do this, and thanks for watching. Bye.